trust and faith. If you have worries, if you have anxieties, if you have fears, if you have shame, if you have guilt, if you have frustration, anger, disappointment, feelings of inadequacy, there's one thing that you can do that will completely remove all of those things forever, absolutely for good, and that is having trust and having faith. So let's talk about how to do that in this video. Okay, here we go. Magical solution to all lower vibrational emotions. Having trust and having faith that everything works out exactly as it's supposed to. You could give me any example and I would say, hey, that was exactly supposed to happen and there will be a perfect solution, or it will become unresolved, or it will stay unresolved and it will never be an issue moving forward. Everything is this way. When we can have faith that everything is going to work out perfectly, then we don't have to worry anymore, do we? We don't even care almost about what's going to happen, which is actually a different problem. If we know that everything's always going to work out, then what's the good? What's the use of being here? The fun of being here is going, I have no idea what's going to happen. Oh, I want this to happen, but it might not. Oh, I'm worried about this. Boy, I hope that happens. What's going on here? We're trying to control the future. We're trying to control the world. We're trying to control ourselves. We're trying to be in control. What is control all about? It's about fear. We need to feel safe. That is programming in our bodies that say, feel safe, and then we'll live. Don't feel safe, and then we're going to be miserable until we die. It's the body's perfect response to not dying. So this is a difficult piece of programming to overcome. That we need to feel safe at all times is a very difficult thing, especially if we've had a childhood trauma that makes us not feel safe. If we can't really proceed until we feel safe, and we have a permanent set of not being able to feel safe situations that are going on inside of us because of a childhood trauma, then oh my gosh, you're never going to get to the point where you can actually be yourself and do the things that you want to do, because you're always waiting until you feel safe, or you're trying to get to the point that you feel safe. And once this happens, the body kind of breaks down. It screws it all up because it's trying to solve this problem by using more negative emotions to get there. Oh my gosh, I don't feel safe. So what am I going to do? Oh, maybe I need to feel more anxiety. Maybe I need to get frustrated easier. Maybe I need to try everything so that I can get into a position of feeling safe. And maybe you've proven to yourself at some past point that that by using one of those lower vibrational emotions like anger, disappointment, frustration, guilt, shame, then for maybe even a minute you feel safe. Well, the body's going to remember that and go, oh, okay, last time we were mad at our spouse or our partner, then we felt safe for a minute. Let's do that again. And let's just keep doing that so that we can temporarily feel safe, because during that period of time, I'm back to being myself again. So how in the heck do we get through this? That's why we talk so much about resolving those traumas, resolving those blockages, because that will just keep repeating over and over again. And if you never feel safe, then you'll never get to the point where you're yourself. Well, what about a new way? What about a totally different way of feeling safe? Knowing that you simply are, and knowing that everything will work out perfectly. Okay, well, what do you mean I'm safe? I'm not safe. I've got negative entities. I've got people that I don't trust. There could be people in my life that are going to break into my house and steal my stuff and shoot me while I'm sleeping, or whatever you have fears of. You continue to have those fears even though all those situations are very unlikely to occur. Fear is all about predicting the future. We predict that things are going to go wrong so that we can circumnavigate them. Oh, someone's going to break in the house. If they do, they'll probably come up the steps, and I've got the baseball bat, and I've got this thing, and my phone is ready, and I've got 911 on speed dial, and I'm just going to do this and this and this, and I'm going to get myself safe. Look at what we did there. We created a safety plan. Why the heck would you create a safety plan unless you feel like you're not safe? Unless you imagine all the possible things that could go wrong so that you can try to feel safe again. I talk about the How I Could Die show. People tune into the news of course, because that's what I call the news, the How I Could Die show. They tune into it to find out all the ways they could die. Oh gosh, there was a fire. Oh, there was a murder. Oh my gosh, there's a disease. Holy crap, I could die like this. I could die like that. There's a hurricane. There's this and that. That's all we're getting is all the ways we could die, so that we could go, oh, if a fire happens and I've got the fire extinguisher and I've got this and I've got that. Oh, if that happens, then I could do this and this and this. These are good practices. This is actually helpful because we can be prepared for the worst in those cases. But it goes awry when we are constantly trying to feel safe from something that is not actually a threat. It's a memory. It's a past experience. It's a trauma situation from when we were a child. Okay, so being able to say, how could I possibly say that I'm always safe? Well, here's one way. You're an infinite being, an infinite being of light. You are going to be here for as long as you need to be here as part of your soul contract, as long as you signed up for. And then you're going to perish from this world and transition into the spirit world, where you are an infinite being. Whether you believe that you become your higher self or your soul, whether you believe that you're an angel or an ascended master, whether you believe that you are the creator yourself, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, because one of those things, any of those things, all of those things are infinite beings. So there's no way to actually die. Your consciousness will never cease to exist. So you can give yourself the release of that sort of safety fear, because you are safe. Okay, so understanding that you are infinite and you're going to feel safe is you are safe, you are infinitely safe, is one way to start to kind of look at life. There's a lot more work that has to be done there. We have to do a lot more energy work. We have to do a lot more subconscious mind convincing to get you to the point where you truly believe this through your core, which we can totally do in activations and joining my program Detached. But the other thing that you can definitely do is realize that everything always works out perfectly. Okay, so what does that mean? What do you mean perfectly? So when we think about perfection, we think of things without flaws. Well, the problem with that is, does that actually exist anywhere in the universe? Is there anything that exists without flaws? No, absolutely everything has flaws. Every tree has a flaw. Every being has flaws. Everything has flaws. There is no such thing as that sort of perfection that you've imagined. The closest to that is pure light, because there can't be any aberrations. There can't be any blemishes on pure white light. If there was pure light white and there was a blob, then all of a sudden that's a flaw. Well, wait a minute. What if there's a blob and another blob and some more blobs, and all of a sudden you have texture? Whoa, wait a minute. So you're saying that perfection, it has no texture. Well, I don't want to have anything to do with perfection in that case. I need some texture. I need some experience. I need spice. I need something. Otherwise, I'm just existing in pure white light for all of eternity and all of infinity. Well, which is why we're here. We've got to see all these different things. We need to see that contrast. We need to see that texture. So, if that's the case, if perfection is without flaws, I want nothing of it. But actually, perfection is, in my opinion, and the way that I talk about it all the time, perfection is with flaws. So you have to have flaws, and that means that you're perfect, because everything in the universe exists with flaws, and nothing in the universe exists without flaws. Sorry, then you can't be a part of the universe. You're going to have flaws. And those flaws are perfect. They have been planned out for you, by you, before you were born, to challenge you and accept and expand you in so many different ways. And you totally signed up for it. And you signed up for it because you were ready for it. You had soul confidence. Your soul had confidence that you could handle whatever it is that you signed up for in this life. So congratulations, you freaking signed up for it. And if you're watching this video, you're still doing it. So congratulations on that. So what is it like to walk around and trust and have faith that everything's going to work out perfectly? It feels kind of amazing. The pressure's off, I'm telling you. There's a big difference between saying, oh, I don't want this to happen, so I'm trying to control this situation. I don't want that to happen, so I'm trying to control that situation. If I say instead, hey, however it works out, I trust that the universe has my back, that it's working out so that I can challenge myself, so that I can grow and expand. Every situation, there's nothing I have to hold on to. I don't have to hold on to society. I don't have to hold on to a house. I don't have to hold on to a car. I don't have to hold on to anything. Everything I don't have to hold on to my arm. Anything can happen, and it is perfect for me. I know this, I feel it, and I live it. So even if there's something that's happening right now that you're not happy with, if you can look at it just for a second and say, wait a minute, it's all happening for me, and really feel it and really know it, then life becomes so easy. It's like floating on a cloud. You don't even have to worry about anything, ever. Sure, you're going to have pain. You're going to have experiences that you do not prefer. But you always remember that you constantly are experiencing that pain and those experiences that you do not prefer, so that you can grow, expand, and learn lessons. And when we actually do trust this, even if you just trusted it for a week, it'll be proven to you, because things are going to go so well during that week, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be amazed at how things actually do all fall into place for you when you allow them to, when you accept that it's possible. If you constantly say nothing ever works out for me, or even 90% of the things don't work out for me, 50% of the things don't work out for me, 20% of the things don't work out for me, 10% of the things, 1% of the things don't work out for me. That's not true. When you do that, when you say that, when you feel that, you make it true. Okay, so let's say that it decided to rain on a day I wanted to do video recording. Ta-da! Today it's been raining, right? And I said to myself, oh my gosh, things don't work out for me. I can't believe this. Forget it. And I take my camera and I take my stuff and I throw it in the back of the car and give up and go home and do something else. Well, then when the rain stops, you might not even notice, because you've already given up and you've already decided that things don't work out for you. But instead I said, you know what? I bet you the rain will stop for me to do a video today. And if it doesn't, I'll figure out something else. But I kept it open. I kept it in my mind that everything is always going to work out perfectly, and bingo. The rain stopped at about 3 o'clock, and I've been recording videos and loving every second of it, because I've been surrounded by animals and ducks and all kinds of things. It's been absolutely amazing. So that change of mindset is everything. And yeah, I gave it on a very basic example about whether it was raining or not, but it can be about anything. It can be about negative entity attachments. It can be about difficult relationships with your friends or your family or your coworkers. It can be about a pain that you're experiencing. It can be about a chronic disease. It doesn't matter. If you take this mental approach, you will do amazing things. Think about people who go to the hospital and the doctors tell them you'll never walk or you'll never live through this. And what do? They say, F you, I'm walking out of this hospital. And they do. F you, I'm not going to die from this. And they don't. That is the power of the mind. Even at a non-spiritual level, at a belief level, if you are even an atheist, you know that the mind is super powerful and it does have control over this body. It doesn't have to be this particular spiritual approach. It can be anything, because we all respect the power of the mind. Usually we respect it because it takes us lower and lower, because we overthink about problems and so on and so forth. So hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully understanding that having faith and trust and knowing that the world is going to work out for you, it's going to work out perfectly, and actually understanding that you are currently, constantly, and always safe. So let's go ahead and do an I am safe activation. I want you to close your eyes and take a nice big deep breath. And relax as you exhale. Feel yourself sinking into the chair or to the bed or to the floor or whatever it is that you're sitting on. Feel that the power of gravity holding you tight. And all we're going to do right now is picture yourself. I want you to see yourself walking around, sitting in the spot that you're sitting right now, with the clothes on that you're wearing, in the room that you're in. See yourself there. And look around from this perspective and know and feel and understand that you are safe. You don't have to put a circle of energy light around you. You don't have to do anything at all. You just get to be you, because nothing can kill you, nothing can actually harm you, and anything that does is always going to bring about a better and more amazing life and growth opportunity. So when you're ready, I'm going to say breath in, and you're going to take a nice big deep breath. You're going to hold it at the top, and you're going to wait for me to say a loud, explosive word, and then you can exhale. So this is tuning you into the feeling of being safe. Breath in. Oi! Excellent. So allow that to sink in for a moment. Allow yourself to feel that root chakra, which is at the base of the spine. This has everything to do with your primal survival. And when you're ready to take on the world, because you are always safe, then you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for participating in that activation and watching this video. Please let me know, did it work for you? Did you feel something? Did the insight that I laid out in this video, does it make sense? Any comment that you make will help the YouTube algorithm so I can reach more people and help more folks. So I would love it if you do that. That would be a great service back to me if you've found my other videos helpful in any way. So thank you once again. I love you unconditionally, and I'll see you in the next video.